Om Namah Shivaay. I am Jyoti. There are a lot of techniques, and so the main thing is that if you know some technique and you know some theory, then you have to test that theoretical knowledge into practical ones. So practice is very important. You should go for the cases. You should record all these things, and then you should tally that the success rate of your prediction is what. And in all these things, you should do something to boost your intuition. That is very important, because if you go through astrologers, tarot readers, or numerologists, and if they have very good success rate, then every second person will tell you about the intuition, to develop intuition, do your worship whatsoever. So intuition is very important, right? And if you are wrong in your prediction, then it doesn't mean that astrology is wrong, or numero is wrong, or tarot is not correct. It's you failed, not the science fails. Same thing. You can tell that if a doctor is not able to just cure someone, if he is not able to make a successful surgery, it doesn't mean that the allopathy system is wrong. It depends upon the specialization of a doctor, how he learned all these things, how minutely he have studied all this stuff, and how he practiced all these things. That matters. So what happens nowadays, because people doesn't practice a lot of things and they jump into these occult practices. Now these are not occult practices, because it's now not hidden, but very deep. They are very much involved with all these things, because if you are 100% right, then it's not only the technique, it's not only the formula, it's also the intuition. So how you are connected with the nature, because when you are connected with the nature, so what's going on in the universe, you can have a glimpse with some of the things. For example, crystal gazing, tarot. So these are, you can see the glimpses there, whether in the crystal, whether in the glass, whether you can see a glimpse. So these are the tools. So these tools depends upon your own source. What type of practice are you doing, and how genuine is it? So there are a lot of practices. So how genuine the practices, how scientific the practices? Because if you go through the practices in the past, the practices of the ancient, so these were the scientific practices. Because as soon as the time will pass on, the scientific community can prove a lot of things, as they have shown a lot of experiments. A person is doing meditation or yoga, the secretion of hormones and how it affects our mind, and many more things. The same thing, these type of practices also affect our mind, they affect our body, because it's a game of hormones. Certain type of practices secrete certain type of hormones, and they eventually give us some abilities, some psychic abilities, or whatsoever you can say. Melatonin, DMT, or these can be secreted in your own body. So by meditation and certain type of things, without consuming outer things, we can secrete DMT or melatonin type of stuffs in our body. So in each and every prediction, techniques matters, because these are the base. You need some base to see the glimpse, but intuition plays very important role. So whenever you go to an astrologer or someone else, you should know the track record of that person, how much his or her accuracy is, and And one more thing is that if the future cannot be changed, then there is no meaning to see the future. One thing is that you should prepare for that event. You should because if you know before 3 months that this particular bad event will happen, so you can prepare yourself. But I think you can change the intensity of that event, and we have seen many cases where the intensity of that event can be controlled. And I will say it's not very easy stuff to change your destiny and something, but it's not impossible also, because the intensity can be controlled if you're taking good steps. Because you know why the events are happening, because in simple words, your frequency is not in harmony with the universe. So when the frequency of your body is in harmony with the universe means to say harmony with the planets. So how can you achieve the harmony with the planets? There are certain things by which you can achieve the harmony of the planets. For example, you can do a japa. When you do a japa of a certain planets, and if you are doing a very good perfect ritual, you can say right ritual, you can say. So whenever you do a right ritual and right pronunciation of a mantra, so the frequency of that mantra matches with the frequency of the planet. So if there is any bad impact of the planet, then you can make yourself safe and you can increase the good intensity of that planet. So by mantra, by meditation, and by anything, by gems, the gems do also the same thing. You know, it's a frequency game. So they balance your suppose, for example, in ancient times people used to have that Bhasma of Hira, diamond Bhasma, Hira Bhasma, Chandi Bhasma. So what happens, for example, suppose that you can wear diamond. One thing, you can consume the diamond Bhasma, which is nowadays it's not very possible that you get that correct diamond Bhasma. But if it is made, then the consumption is more good. And one thing is more, whether you do an havan and you put particular Ayurvedic herbs into it, and when you breathe, then that essence goes into it. That also harmony your planets are a harmony that make a harmony with the universe. So whether you do yajna, you do bhasm, you wear something, the same thing happens. The most powerful tool I have seen, more powerful than gems and crystals, that's Rudraksha. So if Rudraksha, you find the correct Rudraksha, the correct structure, and if you have in a correct way, and if you are able to unlock the energy of the Rudraksha, then that have miraculous results. And whatever results are given in our ancient texts, you can see the results. So the main thing is that to find the real procedure of anything else. If you want to make Chandi Bhasma, for example, or Hira Bhasma, then you should know the procedure. Yeah, the person who is giving you should know the procedure of it. The perfect thing will happen if you have a perfect method. So for example, if you want something in your life and you are doing some procedure, but that procedure is not a right one, then you will not get results. Simple. So there are many things to change the destiny, and I believe you can change the destiny, but the correct correct method should be applied. Thank you very much.